Hello, everyone. Hope everybody's having a good 4th of July weekend. I just wanted to throw out a couple of thoughts that I had. I've been playing around with something new. I think some of the guys have shared similar versions to this. And I wanted to just kind of cover a couple of things that I might have done to my pad and the table for some of our newcomers that might have just joined and might want to know how to sort of get started. So I'll show you how I made my pad as well. But to start out, I'm doing basically an invisible deck with apparently no cards, and I start out by showing them that I have a red and a blue card to begin, which we will revisit at the end. What I have them do is I immediately involve like 4 spectators. I'll say, I want you to think of a color. All right, black or red, right? We got red. I want you to think of diamonds or hearts. Have them do that. You can even milk it a little bit more. You want to go high or low. And then, of course, the last person will get the value of the card. King of Hearts. Boom. And my last part of it is, all right, we'll get the King of Hearts. That's pretty fair, right? Now, I have 2 cards laying in front of me. Do you want that King of Hearts to be on the red card or the blue card? It's totally up to you. Which one do you want? And then whatever one they choose, that's the card that is actually on the face of the card. Then there's a little kicker at the end where the other one is blank. And so I'm sure you figured out how it's done. I just want to show you my little contributions to it, or my thoughts to it. I think we all have the same idea, basically. So I use a secret assistant for this particular trick because there's going to be an index involved. An index of 52 cards that are black-hearted on the other side. So my assistant has to be able to deliver that card to me when my hands are completely in full view. Because I don't want to be the guy to reach for the card and place it on the table if I don't have to be. So I don't know that I would do this trick if I was doing it solo, but if I have the aid of a secret assistant, this is how I would do it. So everything is laid in front of you, actually, and I hope I have the right lighting. The delivery system, I thought about this for a while and played around with some black-hearted cardboard pieces and such. And I figured that I wanted them to sort of get in and out with the card as quickly as possible, and maybe to have control of it and let it go, right? So the first thing I thought of is tongs. And they're right on the table. These tongs right here, I just covered with black art, and I'll just leave it in front of my face. And so what I do is I place the card on there, or the secret assistant does, and through my method, they'll slip it onto the table coming through the front, and my hand will be there, of course, and then they'll just place it on the corner of the table, which I'll share with you in a moment. So that's what I came up. This is a Dollar Tree for you guys that are in the USA. I just got a pair of tongs that cost $1, and I covered it with the velvet material that's on a roll. I found the roll was a little bit more flimsy. It's a little bit easier to work with. I didn't need a expensive covering for this, as long as it blended in. And I just do this because it's fun for me. The cards, the 52 cards, are also in front of you. Now, of course, I wouldn't have them on the table in front of you, but I wanted to share that with you. Here's the clubs. Here's the hearts, right? What do we got here? Boom, here's the diamonds. Look at this crazy stuff, right? Oh, I just dropped an invisible ace. Excuse me for a second. And of course, here's the other cards here. Now, with all of these cards, my assistant can deliver a card to me face down on the corner of the table, right? That's my spot. So remember that. So anyway, I just wanted to show you. It took me like 2 hours, but I got them done. And think about it. You could do kind of a lot of cool stuff if you had a whole deck of them, right? So let's just say we're going for the King of Diamonds. So I'll just get rid of everything else. This is just me showing you 2 hours of my life I can never get back again. Probably more than 2 hours, but having fun the entire time. Okay, so King of Diamonds. Now I'm close to a table, and my secret assistant is over there sitting next to another monitor because he's also running the board. And simply we have the 4 piles there: clubs, hearts, spades, and diamonds. And as you thought of red, she immediately just looks at the 2 red. You thought of a diamond. Now she just grabs the diamonds in her hand, high or low, and then she says King of Diamonds, now my secret assistant has the king of diamonds. So let me just clear out some of this here. I happen to have the fortune of having a table in front of me, which is kind of nice. If you can do that, it's nice to have your props in front of you, so you never have to turn around. That would be possible. So, so my goal was to, I'm going to turn this up so you guys can see it. Of course, it would be turned down when delivered on the table. So she would grab, sorry, wrong card. You weren't supposed to see that yet. All right, king of diamonds is going to be delivered to me. Now, I have it so where I'll put the table close enough to her. Well, she'll come in at an angle, and you'll only see it because it's the card. And she'll place it on the table, like over here, actually. Completely out of view. Her arm won't be here. She'll be coming from this angle. So she'll just place it on the table, right? So let's just say it's upside down. Excuse me. These two cards are going to be in this position. Doesn't matter. And I have a blank card, black card on the other side. I leave that to my left. Because when in a moment I'm going to gesture and I said, you know, you could have thought of any card you wanted to. Now this won't slide because it's velvet on velvet, but when it's card down like that, I said you could have thought of any card you wanted to, and you just, you know, just lean forward and just slide it back. I slide it in front of the other card, like right here. So there's these two cards that are sitting in front. Now I want to get the card, one of these two cards on here. So all I do is I simply I show the two cards and I give them one more final choice. Now you guys could have thought of any card you wanted. We thought of the king of diamonds. Do you want it to be on a red card? Sorry, red card or a blue back? So I have that one ready to go. I can just set it right down on that card. I don't have to go, oh, you want a red one? Oh, let me switch that. That looks kind of suspect. Blue or red? Now, if you don't have a black shirt on, you can certainly just leave them down and say, do you want it on blue or red? So you don't need the shirt for this, which is kind of cool. So let's just say they say the blue, and then you said, so you're right, you don't want it. And I'm trying to still figure out what the last reveal might be, but I think the kicker might be the blank one. I'll let you guys decide. But then, you know, I said, what was the card you selected? You turn that over, and of course you show the king of diamonds. And then you say, well, I'm glad you didn't pick this one because that's one is actually blank. And the cleanup is just basically just pick up the two cards, and you can either just put them down below or put them to the side. Just, you know, you don't want to flash any black that's you don't want to see. All right, so to keep this video short, because I know I tend to chatter too much, I just want to show some of you newer guys maybe a quick table setup and how I actually made the pad that you could probably make for cheap. So I'm back here and I wanted to share with you the pad. Now what I created here was a 16 by 20 pad, and the only reason I created it that way, I made this from scratch, was because the table, I want to show you the table because somebody turned me on to this. It's like 40 bucks on eBay. Forgive me, I don't really know exactly. It's a laptop table. For you guys that didn't know about it, I had no idea. I just have a piece of material over it, but what's nice about it is it completely adjusts to heights. Like I'll show you what's the height. I mean, it really does go up pretty nicely, like way up here, right? So if you wanted to do something where your camera was higher, way down below here, and it actually tilts all the way down and forward. So that's that cool feature. I like it tilted a little bit forward, so I wanted to buy a table that I could tilt a little bit to, you know, bring close to the camera and then really have them see it well. Because I think if I'm in here, it really adds to the magic. So all I did to make this pad, but now these guys originally suggested to get the Elmer's, I think, foam board. And I got that, and that was here. This comes in a big piece, but it's like very hard. And to put the material on top, you're going to have a really hard time turning the cards over. So then consequently, I had a foam board covered, or whatever they call this, Elmer's board covered in velvet, but I didn't like it. But I kept it around. And I ordered another pad online. It was like $35, and I thought, I'll just cover that. No, it was terrible. I sent it back. I said, I'm going to make my own. I went to a Joann's fabric store, and I bought some foam. I didn't even need as much as I bought. I thought maybe I would have to double it. This is about the thickest. I think it's like maybe a ½ inch, ¼ inch. It's just some simple cushion foam, right? And I laid it on top of the already finished, like Elmer's board that I had. Of course, you don't have to do that. And I just have some tape on the bottom right now so I can tape it. so it doesn't move around. But and then I just use the roll of velvet opposed to the ones that are in 8x10 strips. So I was able to cover that nicely in one piece, and then any extra I would wrap around the other way. And then let's face it, they're not going to see the bottom, so I just used tape and secured it that way. And this is a custom board that fits this table now, and it is perfect, and it's got beautiful cushion to it. So, you know, when you have a card on there, you don't even have to think about it. You just like turn it over like effortlessly. So sometimes with that hard stuff, you're sort of digging on it going, oh, I can't get that. So this is nice. A little tip for you guys: cheap, fun, easy to make. So you can still buy the Elmer's board, the velvet on a roll. I got both because the roll allows you to not have to have that seam down the middle. Very important, because it's kind of a pain. You don't see it, but you feel it, you know, and it's a pain in the neck. See, I'm already doing the talking thing too long. All right, guys, have a good 4th of July. You know I like to share. If I got something, an idea I want to share with you guys, there's a lot of creative people out there, and I enjoy watching your videos. I like that apple thing. That was cool, brother. I'm going to do it. I love it. Thanks for sharing. Keep in touch.